All right, welcome back to the Knives Fast channel, guys. Knives Fast, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, stick around. Guys, really appreciate all of you and all your incredible support. And if you're new, welcome. We're coming up at the time of the recording real close to 17,000 subs, so welcome to all the new folks. Check me out over on Instagram at Knives Fast, and stick around for a Monday night live stream, 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. Definitely check it out on YouTube. Now, this is a 2-for-1 review overview of two Vosteed knives that came in from my buddy Kevin, Lefty EDC. I'm trying to get a bunch of these came in while I was out of town, and they're pass-around knives, so I'm just kind of going to lump some of these together. I've got three Kaisers that I may or may not do together, and then I'm putting these two together just to kind of keep them moving and get them to the next channel. I've got some cool comparisons to go along with it, so let's jump right in. Now this right here, there's your numbers, but this is the Vosteed Thornton. This is the one designed by Wayne from Wayne's Sharp World, and we're going to jump right into that one first. I'm going to pull the other one off over here. By the way, if you wonder, this is the Mini Labrador, and we will get to that in just a moment, which, by the way, value of the year so far, I don't know. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. But this cool, nice size knife is designed again by Wayne from Wayne's Sharp World, and this is the Vosteed Labrador. You have a black Warncliffe, no, it's a sheep's foot. We'll call it a sheep's foot. Blade kind of tall, not a full flat grind, but a very tall flat grind. It is in 14C. It has nested steel liners with skeletonization. It is a button lock with green micarta, black loop over pocket clip here with a little bit sticking out, but not bad, and it is not reversible, and there is no lanyard hole. You know, I don't know, I've carried this already once, and I didn't really notice these two items here, and so I guess I need to figure out what those are. If somebody knows why we have these two steel pieces, interesting. Something to do with holding the backspacer in, I guess, but very interesting. How I didn't notice that before, I don't know, but we do have a matching micarta backspacer, which is where I was going before I saw that. You are tooled on one side only, so it should be a captive pivot, and we have a front flipper and a thumb stud. Now, we do have contoured scales, very nice. Nice texture on the scales, smooth but grippy at the same time, if that makes any sense. Typical Vosteed clip in and out of the pocket, fine. Very nice. All right, so you know, I need to talk about this. I keep hearing people talk about their detent being soft on a button lock, or their detent this, or there is no detent on a button lock usually. Now, there are some designs that have tried that, but in this case, this is spring tension that gives you that pop of a knife. I want to make sure that's clear, because I keep hearing people talking about detents on a button lock, and there isn't. There's spring tension, okay? And that's what's holding the knife in from popping out, which you can see this one still does. You can pop it out fairly easily, but it is decent tension. Do wish it was just a mite bit stronger, just for that deployment issue there. And on the front flipper, it just would pop a little bit better if it was a little bit stronger. On the thumb studs, it's fine. The orientation of the studs, it comes out of there fine. I can middle finger flick it. You can see there, not a lot of authority there, but definitely does. Decent sounds, again, could be a little bit stronger, but that, again, is with that spring tension. This is a pretty dang cool knife, to say the least. I kind of like the blade shape a lot. It has a great utility. You do have 4 fingers in the backed up roll here, and you can sort of choke up a little bit. There's jimping back here, which is good for the choked up position. Now, in that choked up position, I very much feel the clip right there, okay? It's not terrible, but you definitely feel it. Now, when I choke up, it is way better, but you are now past that jimping, at least for me, and stay back off that blade. That is not a finger choil, it is just a sharpening choil. And you can see there we are a little close on that plunge to the edge. I think after a sharpening or two, you might already have a little bit of a smile there. Now, lockup-wise, no lock rock, no blade play, not going anywhere. Very nice. And we are dead centered. Very nice. There is a slight bit of button stick on this one. It's not a lot, but it's definitely there. You can get a really nice, it has a good fall to it. Nice bearings, if I don't screw it up. And you can get a nice little fidget rhythm going on there. We'll cut with both of these knives at the end here, so stick around for that. But it's not a problem. This is a very nice cutter. Now, the comparison I wanted to do real quick, despite the normal comparisons. Now, don't get me wrong, this is more of a premium knife, but I thought it reminded me both handle-wise a little bit. You kind of have that turn down, and blade-wise a little bit, but this one's taller to the Tuya NV3. Very cool. Or is this the NV4? I always forget. I think it's the NV3. But anyway, the Tuya NV. You can see they're similar shape-wise, size-wise, that kind of thing. And then you've got your Rat 1 and your Rat 2. You can see this guy is smaller than the 1 and bigger than the 2. Not by much, though. All right, there you go. But again, I get a good full 4-finger grip out of this one. Real quick, let's just go over some details about this one. Now, this is going to be a little longer video than usual because I'm doing 2 knives. It's just the way it is. So this is, again, the Thornton in the Track-Lock, as they call it. And it is $79 for this version. There are other versions. And this one is 3.1-inch blade length, 7.52 overall. And, the blade thickness is 0.138, so it's not super thin stock, but definitely good. You have a sheep's foot flat grind. It says 60 plus 2 on the Rockwell hardness. Handle length 0.434. Handle thickness 0.5. But it doesn't feel super thick. It feels good in the hand in that regard. And then is designed by Wayne Walter of Wayne Sharp World, and the weight is 3.31 ounces. All right, Thornton, over here to the side. Now, we will bring up, again, this is the Vosteed Mini Labrador. Guys, okay, so here's the deal. This is, to me, one of the values of the year. This is a very small knife, but it is titanium and 14C for $69. Titanium and 14C. I get it. It's small. It's very small, but this is pretty sweet. Now, it is a titanium frame lock with a steel insert. It is, as you can see, a very small but very high flat ground drop point blade in 14C. You do have great access to the lock bar. It is a flat scale knife with great chamfering all the way around. Typical looking Vosteed titanium clip. You do have the clip kind of rides there, as you see on the lock bar relief, and that could over time kind of pick at your pants a little bit, but it is chamfered off, so it shouldn't be too bad. You do have a lock bar over travel stop as well. Again, we are only tooled on the one side. And here's the key, guys. Look at this. This is right at a 4-finger knife. It's a little short for me on that regard, but it's pretty close. And then I got a nice resting spot for my thumb. It is flipper only on this one. And that detent is dialed. Look at that. You can see here we are on bearings. We come down real easily. Nice jimping on the flipper tab, as you can see. No jimping on the spine, but very thin. They actually call this a, they refer to this as like a keychain knife. I think it's a little big for that. How big is it, Casey? So here is the Benchmade 945 Mini Osborne. You can see it's a little bigger, a little smaller than that, but it's a little bigger than the Devo Nip or the Spyderco Dragonfly 2. So there is your comparison there. And then, of course, we'll slip our Ontario Rat 1 in here, which is going to make it look really small. And then our Ontario Rat 2, which is actually going to be a little bigger than it as well. Okay? So there are the comparisons. Now, this guy, just to give you those, again, $69. I will leave the link to both of these below. Oh, I forgot to, I'll show you a couple more things here in just a minute, but let me just do this. 2.73 inches on the blade length. The overall is 6.23. The blade thickness, 0.98, so very thin. Rockwell hardness, 60 plus 2 is what they call it. Handle length, 3.5. Handle thickness, 0.374, so very thin. And it is 1.93 ounces, and it is a U design. I mean, this thing is very small, very cool. Now, no lock rock, no blade play. It does flex just slightly because of how thin it is. We are lined up, centered very well, and our lock up is 40-ish. Very cool. Now, it is super small, so please don't get me wrong. You guys know, not the biggest fan of super small knives, but this would be a great secondary titanium carry. And guys, because it is so thin, yeah, no problem. And again, it's a good penetrator as well. Very good on the cuts. And then let's put that there. Our Thornton is good for getting down into stuff with that. And this blade, guys, I was super impressed with this blade. Vosteed is doing a great job with a lot of their knives recently. Now, I also have a Corgi I'm going to review here very soon, but that one they sent to me, so I've got a little more time on that. I just need to get these two back out into the other reviewers. So definitely wanted to do these a little quicker than usual, but I feel pretty comfortable about both of them. So what do you guys think? I think for a first knife, Wayne really killed it here. By the way, the handle does kind of slim down here at the end, but that feels pretty good, actually. It's not bad at all. So what do you guys think of these two? Let me know down below. Sorry it was a little bit longer, but again, it's two knives. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and thank you so much for watching the Knives Fast channel.